where has Australia fallen as a country? Because there's a lot of unhappy people. There's a lot of happy people. I've been here 18 years, and Australia has been very, very good to me. It's been very good to my family. And I don't remember people being this upset, right? I don't remember people leaving the country because they're not happy with leadership. They're not happy with their, the cost of living, with their financial standpoint on where they're at now. What does Australia need to do, in your opinion, to build that belief back up in their people today?
Well, there are certain things that inflicted on us by others, which need to be remedied, repealed, reformed, removed. And then there are certain things which are within our own influence and control. I would say that long term, any culture, any tribe which cannot reproduce itself is obviously mathematically finished.
It's the Western world at the moment.
It's just a question of how long. You project the algorithm and you can sort of pick the date at which the last boy looks at the last girl and she says, you make me feel uncomfortable and I'm reporting you to HR. And then they drift off and that's the end of the human race. And that's sort of the direction we're going in.
Is that intentional? You put your conspiracy hat theory on? Like there's people out there that say that it's the depopulation conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Like, is it an intentional signaling?
Yeah. Look, interesting question of what kind of rabbit hole is each of us happy to go down in relation. I mean, I've got a number of people in my world who are very, very and increasingly skeptical that humans ever landed on the moon. But this one is, I think, a very, very interesting question. Is it intentional? And if you were to say, if you go ahead and read most our sort of mainstream newspapers, essentially they're becoming a sexual allegation reporting gazette. And the objective, the levels of enforced, the landmines being set up around what I would prefer to call natural mammal interactions.
Or even free speech.
But I mean, I see you have got an ABC producer reported today who has just sent a memo to all staff under his direction saying that other producers should not give feedback to on-air talent in relation to their hair, makeup, or their broadcast voice. When we had sort of assumed that was one of the jobs of the producer, is to give feedback on hair, makeup, and broadcast. But because the talent might feel uncomfortable, it was Malcolm and Lucy Turnbull who's introduced the sort of the so-called quote bonking ban into the Commonwealth Public Service, saying you may not have intimate relationships with other people you work for, because we, the sort of the muftis, the mullahs have decreed, the morality police have said that your employment obligations must supersede and transcend any other human attraction, interaction, affection you may have. And this sort of self-appointment of the state as the morality guardians, but all of it, if we say what is at the top of the totem of beliefs of what some might call the state, some might call the deep state, some might call the swamp, some might call the insider, managerial, bureaucratic laptop class. I would say sterility in its various forms is very, very high, on the list. We could talk about climate change.